Hello, my future Huo Huo havers. I hope I said that name right. It was really hard for me to even pronounce that. If I didn't, then I'll just be calling her HH for the rest of the video. Sorry for butchering that. Anyways, in today's video, we're going to be talking about everything that you're going to need before she comes out. I know you're going to pull for her already. This is the video for you to see everything you're going to need as far as light cones, relic stats that you're going to need, and also all the materials as well. Even what teams does she fit on? So we're going to figure all that out today, starting off with the materials first. There will be timestamps throughout the video though if you want to skip to a particular section. But before actually hopping into the stuff we're going to need, let's give a basic kit breakdown for basically how she works, how she is going to make your team better. What is she gonna do for your team that makes her so good, right? So hopping into what her skill does first. Her skill can remove one debuff from a target ally, and also on top of this, she's going to be restoring their HP. She's also going to be restoring HP of the people adjacent to that target as well, meaning the person to the left and the person to the right will also be getting some healing from this. And this is honestly, I would say, kind of better than Bailu's heal, because Bailu's is all RNG except for the first one. This, you can at least guarantee who gets the heals, right? You have like your main person that's getting the majority of the heals, and then of course you have your adjacent allies to the left and right that are getting some of the heals. Now hopping into what her ultimate does, her ultimate's really big actually, and this is like the main draw of why people are wanting to pull for HH, because what it does is it's going to be regenerating energy for all allies. I'm not allowed to talk about how much energy this gives back, just know it's going to be different for each ally you have on your team. That's about as much as I can give you. It'll also be giving them an attack buff as well, and a pretty decently sized one at that. And then finally her talent. Her talent is basically going to be activated after using her skill. It basically gives her 2 stacks. This works in the same way that Fu Xuan's skill works. Basically, the amount of time it's up is going to determine on her turns and not on your ally's turn. So at the end of each one of her turns, you'll lose 1 stack of this. This is really good because it's going to be healing your allies for every time they have a turn or they use their ultimate. It also does very, very big stuff as well. Maybe give some more cleanses, I don't know. It'll be really good. They didn't explain everything what it does. I hate when Huo Huo does this. It release like a character or tell about a character but doesn't tell everything what they do, and then when they come out they do a lot more. Anyways, it's really big what she does after that. The main thing, like I would say even a bigger part of her kit, they didn't even mention it. Anyways, that's what she's going to be doing for that. But with all of her skills out of the way now and we know what she does, let's go ahead and talk about everything that she's going to need as far as what you need to build her with. So as far as the credits you're going to need 3.9 million credits, 290 XP books, 12 boss materials, the Fantilia boss materials, and 65 of the wind level ascension materials. You get her from the boss, I guess, got introduced in the Blade update. The same thing you would use to upgrade Blade with is the same thing you're going to use to upgrade her with as well. As far as the trace materials you're going to need 139 of the big flowers, 69 of the medium flowers, and 18 of the small flowers. As far as our other small trace materials go, or the easier to get ones, you're going to need 73 of the big branches, 71 of the medium branches, and 56 of the small branches. Now, if you're not just aiming for her, but aiming for her juicy light cone as well, as of recording this video, they haven't announced what it does, but it is a really, really juicy light cone. That's all I can say about that. Basically, if you plan on pulling for this, you're going to need an extra 890,000 credits, 166 of the XP things. For the trace materials, you're going to need 15 of the big flowers, 12 of the medium flowers, and 4 of the small flowers. Then as far as the branches go, you're going to need 14 big branches, 20 of the medium branches, and 20 of the small branches here. And that all comes out to a total of about 4.79 million credits you're going to need. So that's a lot of credits. You better get the grinding, big dog. Unless you saved some from the event and or you didn't pull for Jingliu or Topaz, then you should be golden here. Even if you pulled for Jingliu, it should have given you enough time to get these credits back. So you should be good on the credit in there. As far as your trace materials, you're going to need 149 of the big flowers, 76 of the medium ones, and 22 of the small ones. For the branches, it's going to be 87 of the big ones, 91 of the medium ones, and 76 of the small ones. But with all of these trace materials out of the way now, this is everything on screen now you need as far as trace materials. If there's any way I can change these charts up to make them easier to read or easier to take a screenshot of, or anything I can do differently, let me know in the comments down below. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about her best light cone options now. Now, as far as her best in slot light cone, it's going to be her signature light cone. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, we cannot talk about her best in slot light cone. We cannot talk about her light cone at all. It's called Night of Fright. It's really, really good, and I think it'll probably be the best light cone for any abundance character. Yes, I think this is going to be the best in slot for every abundance character in the game. It is really, really good. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But hopping into it, our second best option is if you don't plan on pulling for that light cone, or you might have some different other options on your account already. Perfect timing is always really, really good to run just because of the fact that it is giving you a lot of effect resistance, meaning you're not getting stunned, debuffed, anything like that. They would harm your healers or really put your healers out of action so you can't heal when you're in a time of need or something like that. So perfect timing, always really, really good to run. But say you don't have perfect timing and you want another option to run, I would just say run the new free-to-play light cone, the new Guinevere light cone. I think that will work just fine for you. It's a really good free-to-play option. It's better than Quid Pro Quo in my opinion, and yeah, I would just run the new free-to-play option, the new Guinevere Abundance Light Cone. These are the three options I would say to run. You can't really run post-op Conversation. It does help with energy regeneration rate, which is really, really nice considering I would say, you know, her ultimate ability is probably a pretty high cost. It would probably be beneficial for you to run it just for the energy regeneration rate you get from it, but for the outgoing, you don't get anything from the outgoing healing because it only procs on ultimate, so that's kind of scuffed there. But with all the light cones out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about her teams. Now, her teams are going to be a very, very short section here, and the reason I say that is because she's a sustained character. She can probably solo sustain your whole team, meaning you can probably run her on just about any team. You probably don't need to run any other sustain unit on the team, so I mean, she does open up that opportunity of only having to run her on the team because she does proc heals off every single time your ally goes, and it's based off of her turns. So she is providing you pretty sufficient healing. Now, as far as like if you're taking like a absolute ass ton of damage, then maybe you need to run someone else on the team, but just about any team you can run her on solo sustain. I don't think you need to run her with a second healer or even a second sustain character on the team. I think she'll be just fine alone. But with the teams out of the way now, this is probably the part you've been waiting for the whole video, and you might even click to this timestamp wanting to hear about the relics, and that's what we're about to talk about now. But before that, if you've made it to this point in the video, or maybe you just got scammed and clicked on the timestamp, but please subscribe to the channel. It would really help it out. We're trying to grow the channel and have a potential giveaway for the next update, because the more you guys support the channel, the more giveaways I'm able to do. Unfortunately, we didn't make enough revenue this month to really do that, so hopefully for Ruan May and Mr. Dr. Ratio, we can do a giveaway for that. Anyways, gamers, let's go ahead and talk about the best in slot relics now. So her best in slot relic set is going to be 2 pieces of the Longevious Disciple and 2 pieces of the Hackerspace. This is going to give her max HP, which inherently affects how much healing she's going to be able to do, because all of her healing is going to be based off her max HP, probably, right? We don't know for sure because they haven't released that, but surely it'll be off of max HP, right? And then 2-piece Hackerspace just to give some extra speed. Now, if you already have enough speed for her and she's good to go in that department, you could always run 2 pieces of the Longevious Disciple, 2 pieces of the Passerby, because this will just give you more outgoing healing. More outgoing healing means more healing from talent, means more healing from skill. Really, really good there. Really, I would just say you can run anything with 2-piece Longevious as long as you're getting that extra max HP in there. I think you'll be fine to go with just about anything, right? You could even run 4 pieces of the Passerby if you're running on a Danny team and you want that extra skill point to start out with. Now, I would say for the planar sets, I wouldn't pre-farm any planar sets right now. I might wait for the new planar sets that come out. They haven't announced what these sets do. I already know what they do, but I can't talk about it. But I do think this planar set could come in clutch for her. She might not be able to take that much use of the second part of it unless you have like a blade on your account, but I think the fact that this does maybe help out with some problems she might have getting her ultimate, then this could be a really, really good set to run. If you don't want to run that though, and you want a set right now to run, obviously Broken Keel is another great option. It's going to provide some extra effect resistance for her. On top of that, we'll be providing a crit damage bonus to the rest of the team. Also, obviously, you can run Fleet of the Ageless. It's going to be giving you a max HP buff and an attack buff for the whole team. And if you want to be really sussy and want some extra energy regeneration, then you could run the Force set, which is Von Whack. I mean, it's okay. like getting boosted to the front is okay, right? I would say number 1 is the new set, just because of the fact that it can help out a little bit more than Von Whack can. And then obviously number 2 or number 1, depending on the boat you sit in, would be Keel or Ageless. Now, let's talk about all the main and subsets you're going to need for your HH now. So, as far as the main and subsets you're going to need for the boots, I would recommend going speed. You want her to be as fast as possible. You want her to hit that breakpoint speed. I know it might seem counterintuitive. You might think you want her slower, but no, I can almost guarantee you want her faster, because you want to be getting that ult up as fast as possible. You want to make her the fastest and most speediest thing on the team, because her ultimate does so much for the rest of the team that it's really hard to pass up. You want to be getting this ultimate up as much as possible, so speed on the boots here is going to be really, really big. And that's really all I have to say about the boots. As far as the body goes, run outgoing healing or HP percentage here. If you're having problems surviving with her, then run HP percentage. If not, just run outgoing healing on the body. Get some more healing there. It gives you more healing from the talent as well. For the sphere, just run HP percentage. You're not doing damage with her. You're not going to be focused on doing damage with her. And maybe her attack already scales off of her HP anyways. Surely it does, right? Just like Link's. But yeah, HP percentage for the sphere. And finally for the rope, I know probably some people will say HP percentage. I would say energy regen on the rope. You want her to get her ultimate back up as quickly as possible, just because it provides so much for your team, like I said before. ERR on the rope, I think, is a must on her. That's all I really have to say about that. As far as the substats go, though, it's going to be pretty resemblant of the actual main stats. Obviously, speed you want to be running here. You want HP percentage. You want effect resistance, and you probably want like another defensive stat, whether that be like defense percentage, flat HP, just something to keep her alive longer. That's what I would recommend here. Anyways, gamers, that's going to be everything that you need for your HH in today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed today's video. If there's anything I can do to change these videos, then let me know in the comment section down below. Good luck on all of your pulls if you've made it to this point in the video. Anyways, gamers, that's gonna do it for today's video. Hopefully everyone enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later. Bye-bye.